World leaders have expressed shock and anger at an Israeli airstrike that killed 7 aid workers in the central Gaza Strip. And they have now restated their call for an immediate ceasefire. The US-based humanitarian organization World Central Kitchen on Tuesday confirmed that its staff were killed, and I'm quoting here, targeted attack carried out by the Israeli military. Well, those killed from Palestine, Australia, Poland, the United Kingdom and the United States and also Canada. World leaders echoed the NGO's anger as Israel's onslaught on Gaza continues to worsen its global image. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said Washington has urged Israel to carry out a swift, thorough and impartial probe. Now, during his visit to Paris, he also urged aid workers protection, saying, and I'm quoting here, "We should not have a situation where people who are simply trying to help their fellow human beings are themselves at grave risk," unquote. Meanwhile, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese confirmed one of the killed aid workers was Australian. Speaking at a news conference in Brisbane, Albanese said Francom's death was completely unacceptable and beyond any reasonable circumstances. UK Foreign Minister David Cameron also described the killings as deeply distressing, calling on Israel to probe and provide an explanation for the same. And hours after the aid worker's death, Britain summoned the Israeli ambassador. Further, Poland's Ministry of Foreign Affairs expressed condolences to the family of its citizens who were shot. In a post on X, it added that it objects to the disregard for international humanitarian law and the protection of civilians, including humanitarian workers. Spain's Minister of Foreign Affairs said that he was horrified by the death of the aid workers and demanded an immediate ceasefire and entry of humanitarian aid into Gaza. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez also urged Israel to clarify circumstances of an airstrike on the aid workers. Following the attacks, the Israeli military said that it is probing to understand all the circumstances of the incident and that it makes extensive efforts to enable the safe supply of humanitarian aid. However, several hours later, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that the strike was unintended. Take a listen.
Unfortunately, in the last day, there was a tragic case of our forces unintentionally hitting innocent people in the Gaza Strip. This happens in wartime.
Seaborne aid for the population of Gaza is returning to Cyprus. International agencies said that Monday's attack was a serious setback in attempts to supply aid into Gaza, where many are on the verge of famine.